One of the most alarming things I have heard in the past year did not come from a government report or a financial expert. It came from a retired woman sitting at her kitchen table looking at a stack of bills she had already opened 3 times because she could not believe the numbers were real. She told me she had started cutting her blood pressure pills in half to make them last longer, not because she was careless, not because she was irresponsible, because after paying for groceries, utilities, insurance, and her property taxes, she had nothing left. And here is what made this story stay with me. She qualified for a program that could have saved her nearly $2,000 a year, a program specifically designed for people in her exact situation. Nobody had ever told her about it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to find out whether that same kind of program exists for you. And I promise, it takes one phone call and less than 30 minutes. My name is Walter Barron. I am an estate attorney, and for 15 years I have sat across the table from seniors trying to protect what they worked their entire lives to build. What I am about to share has saved my clients thousands of dollars a year, money they did not even know they were leaving on the table. Now, before we go any further, I know what some of you are already thinking. Walter, I am getting by. This is for people who are really struggling. If that is you, I want you to stay with me for just one more minute, because the people I am about to describe are not the ones running out of money. They are middle-class Americans, people who did everything they were supposed to do. They worked, they saved, they paid their taxes, they stayed out of trouble. And yet, retirement feels harder than they expected. If you have noticed that your dollars do not stretch as far as they used to, this applies to you. If you have ever postponed a doctor's appointment because of what it might cost, this applies to you. If housing expenses keep rising while your income stays flat, this applies to you. Financial stress does not check your net worth before it shows up. It shows up wherever uncertainty lives. Let me tell you what financial stress actually does to the body, because most people underestimate it. It starts quietly. You spend a few months worrying about expenses. You lose sleep. You check your bank account more times in a week than you check your phone. You stop enjoying things that used to bring you happiness. Then your body starts responding. Blood pressure rises, energy drops, existing conditions become harder to manage. And then something worse happens. The expense you were afraid of, the prescription, the appointment, the procedure you kept postponing, becomes more expensive because you waited. A financial problem becomes a medical problem. A medical problem creates more expenses. More expenses create more stress. That cycle is real. I have watched it happen to people I care about. And the hardest part is that most of them did not see it coming. I want to tell you about a client named Carol. Carol was a widow in her 70s. She and her husband had bought their home decades earlier. The mortgage was paid off. She thought the hardest part was behind her. Then 3 things happened in the same year. Her homeowner's insurance went up, her property taxes went up, and a pipe burst. Her income did not move. Every month became a balancing act. She stopped doing small things she enjoyed. Then she started postponing maintenance. Then she started lying awake at 3 in the morning, wondering whether she could afford to stay in the home she had lived in for 30 years. When we finally sat down together, she was not physically exhausted. She was emotionally exhausted. The worry had become a second job, one that paid nothing and cost her everything. We went through every property tax relief program in her county, every utility assistance option, every homeowner exemption she had never claimed. Her annual expenses dropped by several $1,000s. But that is not the part I remember most. I remember what she said when it was done. She did not say she felt rich. She said she finally felt like she could breathe again. That is what financial relief looks like for most people. Not luxury, not wealth, breathing room. And breathing room can change everything. Here is a number that stopped me when I first saw it. Nearly half of Americans who retire end up back in the workforce within 2 years. Not because they love the work, because their expenses were higher than their plan assumed. And the biggest surprise expenses are almost never something exotic. They are not lavish vacations or impulsive purchases. They are property taxes, insurance premiums, out-of-pocket medical costs that coverage did not fully cover. The exact 3 things we are going to address right now. There is a reason I keep coming back to programs and benefits in this conversation, and I want to be direct about it. Many seniors assume that if they qualify for assistance, someone will automatically tell them. The system does not work that way. Programs exist, benefits exist. Property tax exemptions, senior freezes, utility assistance, veteran benefits, they are out there. But they are buried beneath paperwork, eligibility windows, and application processes that nobody explains. As a result, many people miss out on money that is already set aside for people exactly in their situation. You paid into these systems your entire working life. You contributed for decades. Never let pride cost you benefits you legally earned. That money exists for a reason, and that reason is you. Here's exactly what I want you to do after this video ends. This will take less than an hour and it could change your financial picture significantly. Step 1. Write down your 3 largest monthly expenses. Not 10, just 3. This forces clarity. Step 2. Call your county office and ask one question. Are there any senior exemptions, property tax relief programs, or utility assistance programs available in my area? That single question has unlocked thousands of dollars for my clients who had never asked it. Step 3. If you rent, ask about senior housing assistance and local aging services resources. Renters are often the most underserved and the least informed about what is available. Step 4. Contact your state's SHIP office. That stands for State Health Insurance Assistance Program. These are trained counselors who help Medicare beneficiaries understand exactly what their coverage includes and what it costs. Their services are free. Step 5. Check whether your local area agency on aging offers benefit counseling. Many communities provide someone who will sit with you, review your full financial picture, and tell you exactly what you qualify for, at no charge. The goal is not to chase every dollar. The goal is to eliminate uncertainty, because uncertainty is where stress lives. And when you know your options, you start making decisions from confidence instead of fear. I want to go back to the woman I told you about at the beginning, the one cutting her blood pressure pills in half. She eventually called her county office. It took one phone call and about 20 minutes of paperwork. She qualified for a property tax freeze she had never heard of, and a utility assistance program she did not know existed. She stopped cutting her pills that same month. One phone call, 20 minutes. That is what this video was built for. Now it is your turn. If you know someone over 65 who is quietly carrying this kind of weight, please share this with them. You never know when a piece of information can lift the burden someone has been carrying completely alone. This video is provided for general educational purposes only and is not personal legal, financial, or tax advice. Rules, benefits, and eligibility requirements vary by state, county, and individual circumstances. Always confirm your specific situation with a qualified professional before taking action.